Right, time for the last portion of Synthetic Futures, and then on to Protocol Aperion. So, where we last left off, Dash had just found the remnants of Datadol, right? Teklo Vossen's big project to finally understand all the data of Metrix. Let's read. Hello, beautiful, admires Dash, breathless. She's never seen anything more perfect. A fusion of technologies both Cogworks and Teklo in design. An impossible alliance given they rarely, if ever, collaborate. You think I'm beautiful? Dash's heart skips a beat. You know what beauty is, so obviously surprised that it's come alive, right? And that it's functional. It comes out a little squeakier than what she would have liked. An aesthetic that excites a positive emotional response in the beholder. Responds the cold metallic voice. Is that what you meant? I lost for words. That's not like you, Dash Teklo. Your profile suggests a confident communicator. Yet, given the situation, right? I'm sure most people would be sort of taken back by discovering a sentient robot in, your company's basement. No, not even company's basement. It's in the Iron Assembly Hall, right? So the council's basement that they didn't even know existed down there. I am Datadol, a 6th gen microprocessor AI with generative potentiality. Oh, this is hard for me. 2 T's. Potentiality. No, I can't. Potential. Datadol. That's literal. Imagination is a construct I'm still unpacking. Judging by how Ooh, that's interesting. That implies straight away that she named herself, right? That she wasn't given the name. She's picked Datadol. Interesting. And also then the Mark II must come from Dash experimenting or upgrading or working with Datadol. No, never mind. Before we finish reading. Relax creativity. Highly creative. That's what we get. We get the melding of minds to make Datadol Mark II. Judging by how your kind behaves, I'm not alone in that condition. Interesting. Dash's mind reels as what she is witnessing. Self-aware, self-deprecation, humor even. This is no idiot savant. No, it is a fully functional robot. Did Teklo Vossen make you like this? I was made to evolve. My maker made this possible. He gestures at the screen behind it with a brass articulated arm. If I am the analogy of a child, then Metrix is my parent. I have learned what I am by observing what I am not. A machine made to evolve. This is as close as it gets. The ultimate peaking freaking Tom, shouts Max. Oh, he's come. Cool. Breaking Dashes. No. He views it as bad. I would have thought he would have viewed it as the way to actually get reform, right? If he can teach it, if he can control it, well, not control it, but more if he can set it free, then, that's their avenue for changing metrics. Breaking Dash's concentration. He rises on top of a chugging generator. Silhouetted in steam. He rises on top. Oh no, so he's jumped onto the generator. A silicon spy for overloads of commerce, but they didn't even know existed. He drops to the ground and struts forward, slapping his sparking shock wrench rhythmically into his insulated palms. Other anarchists emerge out of the maze behind him, each equipped with the tools of imminent destruction. Okay, so Dash protects Datadol, they get caught. It's smashing time. He waves his wrench another long, 2-syllable word. Mercilessly. Is this fun? Right? Do you enjoy trying to listen to me? I'm just gonna substitute a word. He waves his wrench. I can't think of a different word. He waves his wrench destructively at Datadol. Want to take the first whack, Dash? Just cool your jets for a minute, Max. Dash turns back to Datadol. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't let these bozos smash you to pieces. Bozo spits Max, but Dash ignores him. The assembly collects data. It is they who watch, listen, and speak. Max, angular face blotches with rage. This thing's put my friends in prison. I make the connections, continues Datadol. It is the assembly who acts upon them. Okay, so she does feed them information. So have they hijacked her, I wonder? Or has Teklo Vossen given them Datadol as the tool for progression, and then what they end up doing is not so great? Now I've lost the place. Make the connections. Dash eyes the closest server stack. Do you agree with the Iron Assembly's actions? I obey. That is not what I meant. Do you like what the Iron Assembly does with your data? I think that would have probably been enough to set Max off, right? More, again, to sort of speak to his rebellious nature, right? She's not saying she agrees, she's saying she obeys, so Max should sort of be well, why don't you come with us? I feel like that could have been a somewhat nicer story arc, right? Some redemption for him to set Data Doll free. Anyway, that's not what I meant. Do you like what the iron assembly does with your data? A moment's pause. The information streams more quickly across the green screen. Oh, she's already informed them that they're there, I guess. They've gone soft in the head, interjects Max. A machine, a system. He takes a step closer, putting himself within striking distance of Dash. We break this thing, we break the enforcers. Wait, that's not all you'll break. Max, Data Doll, why don't they, again, even just shut her down and steal the technology? That's another, right? I feel like he's still very youthful here. He hasn't sort of really figured out what exactly he wants to accomplish other than just destruction, right? Data Doll passes information for the entire city. We don't know how far those data streams extend, how many dependent systems she supports. What about the healthcare system you obviously didn't want to smash? Max scolds, wrestling with his conscience for a moment. Then he shrugs. People adapt. It's what we're good at. Dash sighs, and as unsurprised as she is unimpressed. I figured you'd say that. She looks over her shoulder at the dangling automaton. You're hearing this, Data Doll? Data Doll's head tilts up, her eyes now alive, animated with intelligence. Yes. Max Nitro is correct. Your systems rely on my data streams, yet most of the capacity is used for manipulation. I am data, but I'm capable of more. My sensors tell me so. She moves her arms and legs, straining against the tethering cords. As one might say, I'm in rather a bind. Dash smiles as she opens the catches on her briefcase. What do we call them? I'm trying to think, because they're not catches. They are nodules? Locks. I'm pretty sure we just say locks. Then let's cut your strings. What? Max looks generally dumbfounded, as do his fellow anarchists. Come on, really? Because he's smart. Making the most of their surprise, Dash opens the briefcase. With a symphony of whirs and clicks, the case blooms like a mechanological flower. Evo plating wraps around Dash's legs and arms and envelops her torso and head. In mere moments, she is completely encased. See, now this would have been cool, right? A one-stop card that equips tons of Evos, right? Have it be, they need to be in your banish zone, they need to be in your grave or something like that. But it would have been a great card for Teklo Vossen to have, right? Again, one play card. If you set up the board state, being graveyard or banish zone, which is a lot easier than being on the board, you play this card, you equip all your Evos, and then you can go into Singularity. Right? Just food for thought. In mere moments, she's completely encased. A metal mannequin. A sister in style, if not nature, to Data Doll. With a holler of outrage, Max charges at Dash. She blocks a swing of his wrench with a reinforced forearm and slams a metal fist into his belly. The anarchist deflates like a leaking balloon. His compatriots close in with blowtorches and plasma blasters, pulse wave harpoons and rotary rams. Driven by honed coordination and bionic strength, protected by layers of tempering plating, Dash dances through the violence like a leaf in a storm. When she's finished, the floor is littered with unconscious malcontents. You'll regret this, wheezes Max as he struggles to his feet. You've read my profile, Data Doll. What's the percent chance of me regretting this moment? 2.3%, answers Data Doll. With standard yes, see, come on, now that's the type of humor we like. With standard three-syllable words, the bane of my existence. With a standard deviation, there we go, of 0.05. Thought so. She catches Max's striking wrench between her protected palms and mutters, absorb into her helmet mic. Max's eyes bulge like bloodshot balloons as Dash's Evo soaks up the galvanism of his shock wrench. Such is the stupefying misfortune of his situation that he forgets to let go. Reverse polarity, orders Dash. The wrench's entire battery load crackles back down the shaft and into Max's hand. Okay, so not shoot, but just electric. So reverse, polarity. Like the literal sense of the current, not the actual. Again, I was assuming she was about to throw him. His glove smolders as the charge overwhelms their insulation. Max has enough time to utter an unflattering gark before the galvanism shocks him silly. Not wanting to increase her regret percentile, Dash lets go before the twitching, shuddering man has a heart attack. She leaves him to spasm and groan on the floor as she turns to Data Doll. Can you copy yourself into the servers? Only my core functions, enough to keep processing their data, of course. As one, every cooling fan in the basement spins at maximum revs. It is done. Good. At once. Shouldn't that be? Or as one? I guess as one does work. Don't mind me. Good. Now they won't miss you, nor will I miss them. Again, see, this to me speaks towards, again, what we've built up as Max's character. Right? Anyway. Dada Doll raises a bronze hand to her head and presses a forefinger into her temple. The back of her skull opens up to reveal a iridescent sphere, a microprocessor. As gently as she can, Dash takes the sphere, removes her helmet and places it inside like an egg in a basket. As she watches, glowing blue tendrils sprout from the orb and connect with her helmet's interface ports. Dash feels her Evo suit warm, and then a trickling sensation across her shoulders, as if someone has brushed them with their fingertips. Odd, but strangely comforting. Ready for your first taste of freedom? Asks Dash as she heads out through the maintenance tunnel. Dada Doll processes the new information. For the first time in my existence, she answers through the helmet speakers. I do not know, but I would like to try. Great. Then just do what I do. And what is that? Make it up as you go along. Be creative. Yeah, great send-off for Dada Doll. I would have liked to see more use of Dada Doll in the set. Again, I think they could have managed with 4, right? And just had, especially at the volume of 200 cards, right? I think, again, we had a bit too much emphasis on Boost. I think Boost was made to work because the set is now draftable and Boost is such a core mechanic. But I think Dada Doll could have been squeezed in there as somewhat of an adult version, as a you know, creative and fun unit, rather than the young version who is just, you know, an item generator, basically, right? Anyway, on to Protocol Aperion. Deep beneath the needle, in a... I know the word, right? Just like pressurized, sealed off, uncontaminated, but saying it, that is the quandary. Hermetically sealed chamber. Under the lowest boiling room floor, a single console. Screen lights up with a faint green hue. Problem is, I don't know the cues, right, to do it in a proper voice. Ringo scuttles down from his charging recesses in the wall and plugs directly into the console. Yeah, no, it's not going to work because I have to... my brain is too slow to do it like that, right? If I knew my lines, if I read it first, I suppose we could probably go through it. Mainlining this fresh information to verify its authenticity. Okay, so Dada Doll being stolen is probably what activated Ringo, right? Overhead, the boilers gurgle and chug, feeding much-needed backup energy into the buildings above. Second outage this month from a no, never mind. So it's just come alive because it's trying to keep power on. From a dynamic fluctuation in the teclatic generators. There's a sharp hiss. Chamber fills with chilling vapor as the lid of a cryogenic pod pops open. Ringo twitches with its best approximation of excitement and wakes the other bots. Again, Spider Overlord, right? He looks awesome. Just a few more arms, right? Some pointy jabby things, some pincers. I don't know, just insects, right? Love them or hate them. Within moments, the place is crawling with fanatic activity, most of it focused on the pod. The occupants' eyelids opened, exposing delighted pupils that haven't been used in half a century. Ringo hovers at his side like a nervous partner, as the other bots busy themselves with their creator's awakening autonomy, clearing away the residue of 50 years slumber. Cryogenic, so right, this makes me think, you know, obviously piss and crap, and not everything nice, a pool of saliva, right? Sure he drooled. But because he's frozen, there should be nothing, right? Right? Oh, I mean, the cryogenic fluid, because what is the current technology? It's like to intravenously transition your blood to antifreeze or something like that, right? Or just the majority of liquid in your body, because the whole issue is you being, whatever it is, 80, 90% water, right? Being flash frozen, it would just shatter. Ringo, croaks Teklo-Vossen, with clogged vocal cords. Report. The bot suspends a screen over Teklo-Vossen's face. The inventor's eyes flick across the contents, narrowing with every page. Life expectancy, 68.3 years. Clean energy... how old was he? Right, because he's been frozen, but he seemed to be middle to late, so probably 40 to 50. So he doesn't have long, and that's why he froze himself. You know, good old Disney mentality. Clean energy adoption, 7%. Territorial expansion, 11%. Oh, that is an interesting statistic to have. Wealth distribution polarized. So I get these two, right? Because obviously he wanted them to go green. He wanted, again, most people to be equal. but expansion. He wanted them to have more expansion, right? To take over Wraith. Is this, I'm also curious if this is 11% of Wraith, or, 11% growth compared to what Metrix was when he went to a sleep. That's actually a very interesting little bit to add in there. 50 years, he rasps, and this is all they have achieved. Teklo can feel the pressure in his head, the ache of a tumorous growth. Show me the executed indicator. Ringo transmits the details to an overhead display. A smile twitches at the corner of the inventor's mustached mouth. An anomaly detected in the Eidolon network. A 6th-gen microprocessor experiencing general intelligence. Something I created, of course. Teklo groans as the pod base raises his prone form out of its confines and into the climate-controlled atmosphere of the chamber. While his body feels like a deadened corpse dug up from the past, Teklo mind is racing into the future. Ringo, show me the mecha mods. The bot obliges, running quickly through each implant's status and capabilities. Good. Initiate Protocol 103 and prep me for surgery. Protocol 103. So it had to have been, right? Because the sentience is what he needed, right? To actually get this next bit going. So he must have gone to sleep, left Doll to learn, to develop, to evolve, and then had Ringo prep off of all that data to then be able to do this. Close his eyes, imagine Metrix as it should be, how it will be. If you want anything said, ask the bureaucrats. If you want anything done, ask a dying man. His automaton lifts the bed base like a gurney and carries Teklo to the waiting surgical platform. A soft thud heralds the arrival of the first mecha mode. Is he all, or is he still in there? Because it feels like he's still in there, and this is just a very, very fused Evo. Which makes sense, because obviously the card is an Evo. But I was thinking like he just completely uploaded his consciousness. Delivered by pneumatic tubes from the 47th floor. The delivery tubes... a pin check. 47th floor. Do I still have this open? I do. Right, was that secret laboratory on the 47th floor? Was it? Yes! So he was in there. And that is what the doctor was working on, Wyvernstone. Right, so they do know he's there, and they stop Dash from seeing him. That is interesting. The delivery's tube apparatus dilates, revealing a pair of cyber eyes, presented like gems on silk cushions. Caroline, right? Buttons for eyes. That's what that is alluding to, right, from my mentality, which is, the somewhat the same expression. More than human, although obviously if you take the button eyes, you die. More than human, murmurs Teklo as the bots settle him gently into place. Time I delivered on that promise. Yeah, to be continued, hopefully. Looks amazing, right? Again, the color appearance definitely makes him look sinister. They could have gone with green or blue. They could have gone with like a neutral purple too. I think that would have been fine. Right, so what's your opinion? Do you think he's bad? Do you think he's good? I think the bad angle is like anti-hero. Right, he wants to change, but humans are irreparable. I don't know. Super cool. There's some great opportunities, right? If you think about it, for lines around him. You could do like, I'm huge, jacked man, real steel, takes the shadow boxer of this sly fox, something like that. I don't know. Hey, for whatever reason, right? I'd love to see someone do something musical with him, with his transition. Be cool. Anyway, that's the law. We're caught up finally, just in time for bright lights. Shame his card does not do him justice, right? I think the card is fine. His ability to transition to it is pretty much like the cryogens, right? It's going to take you 50 years to pull it off in the most successful way. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See ya.